Good morning and welcome to Coffee Ann, the longest-running panel discussion show in American radio. To make a comment or ask a question of the panel, call 401-766-1240 or email coffee@woonsocket.radio.com. And now, let's join the Coffee Ann panel.
Let's do that. It is Coffee Ann time here on ON, AM, and FM on this Monday morning. It's July 10th. In the year 2023. Thanks for joining us on Coffee Ann on ON Radio. This is Joe Callahan. Dave Richards is with us. Good morning to you, Dave.
Oh, hi there.
And we're being joined at the Coffee Ann table by Melissa Murray.
Good morning.
Good morning, Melissa. How are you?
I'm well.
Excellent.
With the pink monkey shirt on.
Yay.
My favorite.
The
I don't wear it anymore a lot because it's really threadbare.
2013
It's a favorite
tour.
shirt.
2013.
It's a favorite shirt.
It's a little old.
10 years.
Yeah.
And there's only two surviving monkeys, right? No, there's one.
No,
There's
one,
only one
one.
left. That's right. Wow. Oops.
I know.
Yeah. Time marches on, Joe.
Yeah, that's so true.
One day
That's
they'll be
so
saying that about
true.
us.
There will be? We'll see. All
There'll
right.
only be one surviving Joe or Dave.
All right, comments and questions
And
can
I'm
be
not
called in.
dying.
Comments and questions can be called in at 766-1240. We've got one that called in just before the show, just talking about Jaron Duran. He's on fire and a monster on the base pass. I mean, he's tearing it up. And the best part is he plays for Boston. He may even be a major key and turnaround this season. We are at the All-Star break, and in case you didn't know, the Boston Red Sox have a 48-43 record. Not bad, not great, but
Well, Joe,
better than
hold on a
500.
second. Hold it a second.
Yeah,
They are still in last place in their division.
9 games out of first. Correct.
Only 2 games out of the wild. Something
That
is
is also
really stupid in baseball.
Well-
if you are 2 games away from the wild card spot and you're in last place, I'm telling you, something's squirrely here.
Well, if they, once again, as we all like to say, if they played in the American League Central, they'd be in first place. But they don't. And if they played in any other league, they'd be in third place. So the teams are really good in the American League East this year, and they're really lousy in the American League Central. So
Or
what
by
are you
comparison.
going to do? So
By
it's
comparison.
just the way it's working out. Will they turn it around? Will they get better in the second half of the season? Well, everyone is supposed to be
Well,
getting healthier.
Here's
so
the whole thing.
We'll see.
They
So
got better, Joe,
they're getting better.
because they just reeked out loud before.
Well, they were.
Right.
Yeah.
So they got better. Can they get better than this? 5-game winning streak. Can they
That's
get
right.
better than this?
We shall see.
And can they sustain it through October into November when the games
Well,
really count?
it's been it's happened before. Melissa
And
is
in
shrugging her
November,
shoulders.
We thank we
I-
thank God for television in
I don't have
November
an opinion.
because nobody wants to go to those games.
That's a little chilly there at Fenway.
Even the players don't want to play in November.
All right, we'll see if they continue on. So yeah, only the All-Star game is being played this week, so nothing else to do.
Well, I don't know about that. My favorite part of the All-Star break is the home run derby.
That's usually played on Tuesday nights.
Yeah.
So yeah. All right. So
Well, I couldn't watch it tonight. I have to watch the council
meeting.
Yeah.
Dave, how was the Love Amp concert on Friday nights?
Well, that was a remarkable time.
Okay.
Let me just tell you, that was a remarkable time. Levitt Amp, we ended up having beautiful weather, no threats at all, and that was really very, very nice. We had a nice crowd. Now, there are people who are saying, gee whiz, the city's things going on at the same time, you're not going to
Yeah.
have anybody there. That's not true. We had a nice crowd, not the big crowd we had the week before with Steve Smith,
Mm-hmm.
but we had a third of what we had at Steve Smith's concert, which was really nice. And people stayed. People were still coming during our concert.
Yeah.
And only in the last 15 minutes before the concert, now, I don't think people realized, not everybody got the message, I guess. Maybe some people came late. Maybe they weren't listening at the right time. But we told everybody, we're going to end at about 8:30, 8:35, so that you can all go over and watch the fireworks at Center City. And I think that was the wise decision. Because at about 20, 25 minutes after, people were starting to pick up the
Leave.
chairs and go. Not a whole lot of people. We noticed because nobody ever leaves early. quote-unquote nobody ever leaves early, that we don't see it happen. When one or two people did it, we noticed it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was to be expected. Actually, you could have expected a lot worse at, but a beautiful concert. Lovely, nice job.
By
Good
Kishana?
harmony. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the Eastern Medicine Singers were the Eastern Medicine Singers.
Okay.
They were jovial. In a rare occurrence, they actually performed on stage instead of down on the ground in front of the stage, and that made it a little bit easier to take TV pictures of them, which was pretty good. And they played requests.
Wow.
I wouldn't have known a particular song to ask for a request, but they got to the end of their time, and Marlon came out and started doing some business. Said they were asked for an encore.
They do Freebird?
They didn't do Freebird.
Oh, all right.
But you funny man. But looks aren't everything.
I know.
All right. So anyway, no. But then they had a little encore afterwards. Requested encore right after the that portion. So I thought that was kind of nice. All in all, it was a great night in the park.
Great. And this coming Friday, Angie K.
Oh, get out the boots and
does
cowboy
the
hats, boys and girls.
country/Latin combination.
Well, she's
There you
from.
I would say down south.
Yeah, she's from one of the Spanish islands in the Caribbean.
Oh,
I'm
Jamaica,
trying to remember.
Bermuda, Jamaica, Aruba. That's not
Gee,
the
I
Caribbean.
want to take
That's
you
right.
to, no, come on.
St. Croix, St.
No,
Lucia.
no.
I'm running out of islands in
Not
the Caribbean.
Colombia, not Ecuador, because that's continental. It's one of the.
Oh, you said Caribbean.
Yes, right.
All right. Cuba?
I'm thinking
Help me
it's
out,
Costa
Melissa.
Rica or Cape Verde. There's something with this. I'm going to look it up and tell you in just a moment. But anyway, she has. But it's funny. You look at her.
Yeah.
And she does occasionally on some of the recordings that I've seen of her mention her Latin roots, but she struts around the stage and her voice, she sounds like a good old girl from Tulsa.
All right.
Believe me. And she's very, very popular. She was going off with her full name. Now, I'll look it up.
All right.
But now she's just Angie,
Angie
K.
K. All right.
She's recording under that, and that's working out well for her. And also, you gotta come early this week and see Charlie Marie. Now, those of us who grew up here in Northern Rhode Island, you know that she's one of our girls. In fact, you can still see her dad's trailer with all of her equipment parked in front of their house on the old Broncos Highway in Boroville, because she does a lot of traveling around. But she has I remember when she was 9 years old, a gangly little girl in cowboy boots with a cowboy hat singing country songs. Her grandma taught her. But she has really blossomed into a
real talent?
first-rate country singer. Talent, and she writes songs, too.
All right.
So anyway, well, we have the messages already up in the machine, so if you want
Yep.
to play little
We will.
samples, you can in the promo at the break. But anyway, really great thing. I'll look that other stuff up for you.
All right. So, Melissa, the Lincoln Fire and police are going to resume their rescue efforts this morning. They went looking for a 50-year-old man who swam out in the waters of Noddy Park to help out two distressed kayakers. And he actually helped the kayakers get in, but then he went under
Oh gosh.
and did not resurface. And they looked last night for him and couldn't find him, and they had to call off the search. Too dark, I guess. And so they're gonna resume on Monday morning at 8:30. It's kind of on the on the Lincoln North Providence.
Yep, I know exactly where it is. Yeah, I'm very
area over
familiar.
there. Somewhere on the Lincoln side of the lake, they said, but they're not quite sure where he actually went under. So
Oh,
they're looking
dear.
for. Police said to anticipate road closures in that area once the search efforts resume this morning at 8:30.
That's so terrible. Just to
Yes.
risk your own life, and then
something happens to you.
something happens to you. Yeah.
And the kayakers were okay. And I wonder what constitutes a distressed kayaker. I've never seen one really.
They
usually in
tip
complete
over
control.
and
Yeah,
fall
they
out
go
of
under.
the kayak, and
Yeah.
all the stuff is falling out of
But
their little boat.
if you tip over, you're not supposed to fall out of the kayak.
I
Well,
understand.
yeah.
And if you do, you are distressed.
Yeah.
Or if
Oh,
you can't
okay.
get back in, you're distressed.
Right.
So if you see some upside down kayaks, there's a problem.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Okay, well they're supposed to know how to right themselves. That's the whole.
Unless they're not
Unless they're
trained,
new at it,
right?
Yeah.
Unless they've never done it before, and
Okay.
yeah.
Wow. All right. Well, the mystery of the Santander Bank robbery.
Oh, yes.
This is gonna make a great movie because it just gets more questions and more questions. This time now, Channel 12 is reporting that a storage unit in North Providence was raided.
Right.
And it's in connection to that June 29th bank robbery in Providence. Now, the police are not giving out too much information other than it was a court-authorized raid. Mm-hmm. Now, did the woman who's a person of interest here in Woonsocket, does she own the storage unit? It doesn't say. Now, they said there was a second person of interest. Does that person own the storage unit? It doesn't say.
This is the one we thought was an inside job, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
What was taken out of the storage unit? They won't say. So
Yeah.
all they're
Ongoing
saying-
investigation.
Yeah, it's
That's
just
what
it's a little bit at a time. We did the court authorized raid, and that's it.
Yeah.
Went in, cut the lock, or whatever they do, got in. It's almost like that TV show.
And just for
Storage Wars.
clarification,
Yeah.
I own a storage unit in North Providence. It's not me.
Is yours in the same units? as these?
No, it's not. But it's like right near there. So
Is it? Okay.
Yeah. So when I do I moved and I had to downsize,
Yep.
but I also have I do artisan shows and I had a tent and sandbags and all this stuff.
Stuff you don't want in the kitchen table.
Stuff I don't want.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And I don't have a cellar or whatever. So little storage unit. But it's right there, right off of 146, because it's easy. Because if I'm going, to South, Providence, it's right there on the way. If I'm going to Narragansett, whatever, so it's right there. But it's not me, I promise you.
Okay. Dave did a little.
And I don't know anything and I don't know anything or anyone who works at Santander.
All right.
I'm
She doesn't
navigating.
know anybody on Front Street either.
I'm navigating all the way.
All right. Dave did a little work. You find out where.
Yeah, I'm sorry. It was El Salvador. For some
Angie
reason,
K?
I knew it and I just couldn't pick it up.
Okay.
Angie K, her last name, and she worked for a while under this name, which is a name that you wouldn't associate with someone coming from El Salvador under normal circumstances. But as we all know, people from all different cultures live in all different places. Angie K. Kielhauer.
Doesn't sound Spanish.
Yeah, so it's and I imagine that's really tough. Kielhauer is tough for the folks down in Nashville. So
K is fine.
so is Angie K works, and she's from she was born in El Salvador, and she has Spanish flair in her show. In fact, she has a couple of bilingual songs
okay.
that she will sing there for you. Do you know that she's flying from Nebraska
To Providence?
to Woonsocket to do our show on Friday night,
Wow.
and then out to Dayton, Ohio for her next show the
That
following
that
Friday.
That cannot be a direct flight from Nebraska to
No.
TF Green.
No. And I said flying because of the distances involved, but I suppose you could drive from in a week's time, you could drive from Nebraska to Woonsocket
Yeah.
with all the equipment and
Depends on
everything
when
else like that.
when her show in Nebraska is. If it's
Yeah.
Thursday, I wouldn't recommend
Concord,
it.
Nebraska. No, it was last Friday.
Oh, okay. Oh, she's got a week. Well, she
Yeah.
could drive.
Last
Yeah.
Friday. Then she's at Levitt Amp here in Woonsocket here on the 14th. On the 21st, she's
Back
at
to-
the Levitt Pavilion in Dayton, Ohio.
Oh, another Levitt show. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Then she's got a bunch of private events in East Otis, Massachusetts. Will be the next time she comes back east.
Is that on the Cape?
She's in
East Otis.
Pennsylvania.
I don't know.
East
I've never
Otis,
heard it.
Massachusetts.
I'm
is what
thinking
they
of
call
Otis
it.
Air Force Base, but well, maybe it's out west.
She's at
somewhere.
Fort Myers, Florida later in the summer, and Carthage, Illinois, North Carolina. She just be everywhere.
Well, they just bounce around on these little festival things.
Yeah.
I
All right.
like her logo as well.
You
Yeah,
do?
is it nice?
Yeah, it's just
Well, now
like
we're
it's
talking about things
Angie,
you
and then it
can't
has
show
like a
people.
little you can't.
A
talk.
tropical,
Yeah.
a
Like a
tropical
palm tree?
palm
The
tree.
dot in the eye is like a little palm tree, and it has like a little
Ah, all right.
half circle around it. It's cute.
All right. We'll take a break here on the Coffee and program. More is coming your way. If you've got comments or questions, call them in at 766-1240.
You know, when you're paying the right price for protection, you just know it. It's that warm, fuzzy, totally secure feeling, knowing that you're not only getting great coverage, but you're also not paying too much for it. And when it comes to your insurance, there's no one better at getting the right price for your protection than Allstate agents Kara and Celeste Benjamin, because they know when it comes to your bank account, every penny counts towards something bigger, something better. Like a nicer car, that home update you've been dreaming of, or a phone that's fresh out of the box. Those little or big things that we work so hard for. And Kara and Celeste Benjamin want to help you work a little less by getting you the coverage you need and the savings you deserve when you switch to Allstate. Contact Kara and Celeste Benjamin at the Benjamin Agency. One agency, 2 locations in North Smithfield and Bellingham. 765-5000 for a free quote today. Allstate, you're in good hands. And you're in good hands with Kara and Celeste Benjamin at the Benjamin Agency. Savings vary based on the average annual savings reported by new auto customers surveyed in 2019 who switched to Allstate. This Friday night, July 14th, at the Levitt Amp Woonsocket Free Concert at River Island Art Park, we open with local favorite Charlie Marie.
He left me in a lone star state. He left me on a sunny day.
Then our headliner from Country Music Television's Women of Country, Angie K.
Country is as country does. It's not a way of life, it's what you're made of. It's a deep breath, back porch sitting, taking time to talk to God and just listen. Country is as country does.
Live music, food trucks, on-site bar, kids activities, and activities for everyone with the dynamic Jerry from Jerry's Bluffing Boutique. If you can't come this week, the concerts will be broadcast live over the air on ON AM and FM stereo radio and streamed live at woonsocketradio.com or watch in your home on your smart TV via the ON Worldwide channel on YouTube. The broadcast is sponsored in part by Buxton Hollow Farm in Woonsocket, PT Floors, Walls, and More, Fontaine Real Estate, Heavy Press Graphics, Landmark Medical Center, and State Senator Melissa Murray.
The Coffee and Panel is enjoying coffee from Down East Coffee in Pawtucket. They're a 62-year-old family business that roasts all its coffee right here in Rhode Island. Founded originally as Excellent Coffee Company, they provide great coffee to food service establishments throughout New England. All right, it's Coffee and here on ON AM and FM. Thanks for joining us. Joe Callahan here with Dave Richards and Melissa Murray. And Melissa had a little fun this weekend.
I did.
Dave, she went
She
deep-
showed us a picture.
She went deep sea fishing.
Is there any way to show that? Can you email that to... I should have asked you about that off the air. Can you email
Right.
that to...
Yeah, because I don't think you can
Email it to the audio
see it. Okay.
email
okay.
address. And then maybe we can show it to everybody on the TV.
Okay.
And you caught some fish.
I caught some very big fish. Striped bass, 2 striped bass.
And
as a matter of fact.
those are fun fish to catch.
Now you went out
Well,
of Galilee,
they are-
right?
they are
Yeah,
not the
went out of
kind-
Galilee, and then that boat caught fire right after, right? So it was crazy.
You're talking about Narragansett, yeah.
Yeah.
The fishing boat that caught fire? Not
Yeah.
your boat. but
No,
the other boat.
not my boat, not my boat, but same place.
Same
So
marina.
we went out of Galilee, go around Block Island,
Yeah.
and we caught some, lots of little fish that we had to throw back.
Go back.
Well, sure.
But
That's part of fishing. Throwing back little ones and
Right.
catch them next year.
so Michael caught the first one. Well, it was the second one. So he's like reeling it in, and he doesn't talk about it all the time, so no one would ever know, because he's one of those weird people who does CrossFit but never talks about CrossFit. Doesn't tell everybody about it and doesn't ask anybody to go and to tell them they're gonna love it, etc. So he's pretty strong. So he pulled in a bluefish,
Okay.
and if you haven't gone, which this is my first time, I didn't know what to expect, but they do everything. They have everything for you.
Sure.
So
They'll
you're
bait your hook. They'll
you're-
teach you how to...
Yeah. So you, when you reel, you put your rod down, and then you pull it back up, and then you reel in the extra. And he's doing that, and it's taking forever. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this is taking forever. And then finally you see the fish, and it's like this big, giant bluefish.
Yeah.
So the next line goes and it's mine. So I'm like, oh gosh, this is a lot of work, right? It looked hard when other people were doing it, but I'm like, boy, this is really like, this is killing
Using
me.
muscles you don't
feel like
normally use.
I'm going a lot slower than everybody else. And then it comes to the service and someone says, there's two. I got
You caught
two
two with the same
on the
hook, basically?
same line. So
oh, wow.
it's like this, it's this weird bait or whatever, not bait, but like, I don't know the language but it like goes out and it has a lot of little worms with little hooks on it. So you would
Yeah.
catch more. But I had one on either side, and like, so they're like struggling, and I'm trying to reel them in, and people are like, "Oh my God, you got two! I can't believe it!" So
So
beginner's
is this,
luck.
Is this like fisher person's etiquette that they're on your line, but no one comes to help you?
No, they help you.
Oh, okay.
Well, no, you reel them in.
They-
like if you,
yeah.
They're there for the experience. They don't want you to be disappointed
Yeah.
because there's lots of ways of losing fish that you hook.
yeah, I've lost.
I thought-
I lost a few after
I
that.
just thought they'd back off and say, "Okay, Melissa's going. Let's everybody watch her."
Especially when
Well, yes, that's what they did, and they like filmed it, and then they take
Okay.
pictures of you. But once you get them up, then they come in and they take the net and they swoop them up, and
Sure.
and then they
that's
unhook them for you.
Especially now, if you're in a tandem situation like she has two on the same line.
Yeah, I would
the
not
two
know what
fish can work off each other.
Yeah.
And one can get
away.
Can get
Yeah,
away.
so then you get them on the
Sacrifices
deck, and they're
himself.
just like they're flopping around. And I gotta admit, I kind of felt bad
Oh yeah. For another
I-
creature.
for another. I know, but I was like, you know what? This is okay. Thank you for the sacrifice. And we did have
Bring 'em home?
Yeah, yep. They
Okay.
cleaned them for us. I did
Oh,
not
they
know
do?
how to do that either. They cleaned them like on the boat while we
yeah.
were
No
coming
kidding.
back in.
Oh wow.
That's right. That's
Yeah.
what you do.
Like
Yeah.
we're
That's
going
great.
and we're bouncing around, and this guy has a knife and he's like cleaning and
Yeah.
everything. If I had
And they
thought
go, "Here you go." When you get to the
they put him
shore,
in
here
a
you go.
It is
yep,
the
they
best
put him in
way
a
of
bag.
doing it because
Yes.
what do you do leftover with the leftover parts of the fish that you're not going to take home?
Throw them in
Throw
the
him
water.
overboard.
It's recycling.
Nothing is
And
wasted.
you're right there on the water.
And that made me feel a lot better.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, you know
Fish
what? That's
food,
okay.
yeah.
And if they're over a certain size, they also let them go because they spawn. So because of the fishing's a little light right now, they don't
Mm-hmm.
want. We want to be able to go back next year. We want to be able to feed other people, so they throw the bigger ones back. And it was a lot of fun. And I had me hold them up, one on each side, and of course my arms are tired, right? So they're like, okay, hold them up, just hook your thumbs inside the mouths. And they were like half as long as me, and I'm not very tall. And I did all this in a dress, by the way, because I don't wear pants, so I wore a dress the whole time. And I was
It's a lovely
holding.
paisley dress.
Yeah, that was basically that's my fishing dress. So I was holding them up, and then I was like, "Please take the picture. Hurry up, because my
My
arms
arms
are
are
like
tired.
shaking." Yeah, but it was a good experience.
But you were
it was
smiling.
fun.
I'm waiting
yeah.
for that
I'm-
picture
I-
to come over.
I can't send it and talk at the same time.
Oh, okay, that's all right. We'll do it during the break.
Right, but it was great fun, and
Would you do it again?
absolutely.
Yeah? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And you can go with like a bunch of people. I think it's fun when you go with a bunch of people.
All right.
So if you have 6 people, then they do 4 rods at a time. So you get to take turns and then go inside. You're on the, on the water. It's 4 hours, 4+ hours. So you get a lot of sun and
What's the name of the boat, by the way?
the Sea Devil.
Sea Devil. Out
Yes.
of Galilee, right?
Yes.
So
It's
does,
great. And they were fantastic.
Let me ask you this question: was Mike jealous because you caught 2 and he only
Oh
caught
no,
1?
no.
Oh, what a guy!
No. He's not like that.
I'd be the real He-Man. And,
No. As a matter of fact, someone else got a bigger one than me. But I was a little like, well, what the heck? So, because I'm fairly competitive. But then I brought up a point to Mike and I said, I said, some people consider fishing a sport. I found a sport that I
participate in?
participated in and was good at. So then there was a whole discussion. So I need to ask the panel and the audience, is fishing a sport? I feel like there's a lot of sports out there.
It depends on how you do it. If you're doing it in a competition, it's a sport.
This was not a competition.
No, it wasn't.
This was.
But I was doing
Yes.
it competitively.
You were doing it as recreation.
I was. Yes. Okay. All right. Because I was insistent that I finally found a sport that I could do.
a lot of people have the same thing with hunting. Well, whoever you're hunting, whoever you're fishing, they don't know it's a sport.
The fish don't know that
Only
it's
you
not a
know.
sport to them.
So,
It's
but
life or
is-
death.
That's right. But is it? I'm gonna have to say yes.
I feel like
think
if
it
you're
is.
sitting in a canoe, on the river, maybe not. But like, I feel like what I did required
effort,
effort
a
and
lot of
skill
effort.
and
Yeah.
like some strength that I didn't really know that I had.
Surprise,
so-
surprise.
I'm small but mighty.
All right. Well, good for you. I mean, I'm
It
glad
was
you had
a lot
good
of fun.
time,
It was
and,
great.
Good weather out there on the water.
It was absolutely wonderful.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Great.
Perfect. Perfect.
Now, was that
perfect.
Saturday or Sunday?
That was Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
It was a little fog when we came in,
Sure.
but no, and they went like around Block Island, so we got to see close up of Block Island, the bluff. So yeah, it was really nice. It was a nice time. Highly
So
recommend.
it went out about 10, 12 miles.
We got another note in about fishing, whether it being a sport. This is from our friend Tim Draper. It is.
Oh, Timmy.
Yay, thank you, Tim.
There are competitions with cash prizes, so therefore,
Oh, yes, there
makes,
are.
it makes it a
Oh,
sport.
all right.
Well, that is a sport when you're doing
Yeah.
it as a competition, right? But if you're going out with some friends to catch some fish,
Mm-hmm.
that's recreation usually. Or if you're doing it the way that me and my elders used to do it, we're going for food.
All right. Another news things that are going on. We have this man in Johnston, Alessio DeAndrea. He got raided
yeah.
from the feds,
He's on a heap of trouble, boy.
and they seized 27 guns, including shotguns and rifles,
And he
none of the guns were registered.
Oh,
he just forgot.
I just forgot.
27 times.
Yes, I didn't know I had to do this. Oh,
Oh,
my gosh,
no.
are you in so
Unregistered
trouble just for
weapons.
having the guns, and then none of them are registered? Well, you're going to get more time in prison for that. So not too bright on that one.
One
so,
way of putting it, yeah.
all right, so he's in trouble, and it's not just men that go and break into Taylor Swift's house down there in Westerly. A woman was arrested for trespassing this past week outside her home. Westerly police said the woman was taken into custody on Monday. She had reportedly been previously warned to stay away from Swift's property on Bluff Avenue. If you ever, I don't know how well you know Westerly. I'm sure it's around the water.
Stocky.
So yeah, so
Stay away, and they don't stay away.
and this must just drive the Westerly police crazy
Yeah.
that they have to constantly keep going out to Taylor's house and arrest people. Quit trying to break into her house. First of all, she's not there.
Right.
So-
And secondly, what do you think you're not going to get caught?
Well, if I do it swift enough,
I won't. Right. Oh, yeah. Right. Everyone else got caught, but I won't get caught.
I won't, and
Yeah,
I
okay.
want a knick-knack. I want something I can say that I
Well,
got from Taylor Swift's bathroom. I don't know.
Oh, jeez.
So pick a blade of grass,
we
like
would-
in outside
Grass?
of the
Through the
you
fence?
know, through the fence, and
Pull
put it
some
in
grass?
the locket or something, right? That's you probably won't get in
We
trouble
would
for that.
expect that her taxes will pay for the extra attention. Because that place can't be cheap.
No.
No, but
So even at like 25,000, it probably is paying for a few
don't
police
get me
calls.
started on Texas.
No, well, yeah, I know. Tell me.
All
Oh
right,
my
we're gonna-
gosh.
I want to take a break here on the Coffee and program. We'll give time for Melissa to send over her pictures
I'm trying.
of our
My
fishing
phone is
expedition.
not,
And
I
I'll let
thought
you know.
I sent it, but I didn't.
Comments and questions can be called in at 766-1240. Right now, time for a look at the forecast being brought to you by Positive Coaching Alliance.
The National Weather Service has issued a flood watch for today. Showers and possibly a thunderstorm. Some storms could produce heavy rain, patchy fog, with a high of 75 degrees today, and the chance of rain is 80%. Rainfall amounts between 1 and 2 inches are possible today. Tonight, cloudy skies gradually becoming partly cloudy skies with an overnight low of 65 and a decreasing chance of showers. Tuesday's weather mostly sunny and 86. Wednesday, sunshine and 91. Thursday, just a slight chance of a shower, mostly cloudy with a high of 85. Friday, showers are likely, possibly a thunderstorm, mostly cloudy with a high of 81. Saturday, mostly cloudy and 82, and next Sunday, partly sunny and 85.
Currently outside the Navigate Credit Union broadcast studio on the corner of Park Ave and Kennedy Street with clouds and some light rain. We have 69 degrees. Questions about youth or high school sports? Positive Coaching Alliance can help. PCA, a national nonprofit organization, develops better athletes and better people through youth and high school sports. Information at positivecoach.org. At Dean Bank, their focus is on helping their customers achieve financial success. Dean Bank is a full-service bank, so they're able to deliver solutions that solve financial problems of all shapes and sizes. And as your neighbor, it's their mission to make a positive impact within the communities where they live and work. Dean Bank offers scholarships to students from participating schools, sponsor local charitable organizations, and more. Visit one of their local Blackstone Valley branches in Bellingham and Blackstone today, or find us online at deanbank.com. Dean Bank. It's my bank.
When you're out enjoying Rhode Island's great outdoors, remember these 3 steps to prevent Lyme disease. Repel, check, and remove. To repel ticks, use bug spray with at least 20% DEET. When you get inside, do a full body tick check. Be sure to check your kids and pets too. If you find a tick, remove it with tweezers. Remember, repel, check, and remove. For more tick-free Rhode Island tips, visit health.ri.gov/ticks. Brought to you by the Rhode Island Department of Health and the Rhode Island Broadcasters Association.
Hi, this is Joe Callahan, your maitre d' inside the Tiki Bar, letting you know the Tiki Bar is now open 2 days a week on ON, AM, and FM, Saturdays at noon, and a replay Mondays at 6. The Tiki Bar is sponsored by attorney Bob Lauder, the Carew Investment Group, Family Discount Furniture, and Pepin Lumber. Here's your chance to catch 1 full hour of Jimmy Buffett music inside the Tiki Bar, Saturdays at noon and Mondays at 6 on ON, AM, and FM. Coffee and here on ON Radio. Thanks for joining us. Joe Callahan here with Melissa Murray and Dave Richards, and we're still working on the pictures. We'll get them up as soon as Dave finds them. Anyway, the beautiful people just have nothing better to do, and it's a group of people. They are the owners of the coastal property, and they're suing the state because they don't like the new shoreline access law. The law that Governor Dan McKee signed last week allows the public to use the shoreline up to 10 feet landward of the visible high tide line. The recently organized property owners group, the Rhode Island Association of Coastal Taxpayers, argues in a suit filed on Friday in the U.S. District Court in Providence that the law amounts to an unconstitutional taking under the Fifth Amendment.
Well, they're right. But what's the law going to do about it? We don't know.
I don't know.
Well, because of this, I don't know if you know the difference between a mean high tide and the present high tide.
No.
See, at different times of the month, they will own and control different amounts of the beach
All right.
because of high tides and low tides and how high tides get to be higher tides and less high tides. Before, it was the mean high tide. And that was something that could scientifically be produced. You could draw a line in the sand, and that line would be accurate until the next time you decided to check.
So the visible high tide moves.
Right. Twice a day.
Yeah.
Okay? And it's 10 feet landward of the high tide, which means their property rights never go to the water at any point in time, at any minute of any day. And now, when I read the law, when it was proposed, I said, well, that will be easy for people to understand. Because you can look down, you can see where the water is. And so now I got 10 feet between the water and these people's property. And it's 10 feet even at high tide. I've got 10 feet I can walk or ride my bike or whatever I'm doing on the beach. Easy to explain to people, but the property owners are right. They have lost control of property.
So they're probably going to win.
Well, no, that's not necessarily
No?
true. Now, when we were in school, we were taught that right is right and wrong is wrong. Unfortunately, in the real world, poor Joe, it doesn't always work that way.
Oh.
And also, yeah, I mean, who knows where the mean high tide is? Like if you're just taking a walk on the beach, you're
Yeah.
visiting or whatever, you're just taking a walk on the beach. How do you know where the mean high tide level is? Right. So that's
As
the
you're
problem,
walking
right?
along, yeah.
You look down.
So then you're like-
you look down it's very easy right now with this new law. You look down, there's where the water ends.
Right.
I've got 10 feet to
Right.
walk.
Yes, it's discernible.
And it
That's
doesn't
the key
matter
word.
whether
Right.
it's low tide or high tide, because wherever high tide is, you've got 10 feet.
Mm-hmm.
And you're further away from the people's property. If it's low tide, you've still got 10 feet. You actually have a little bit more than that at low tide, but you've got at least 10 feet at any time. Easy to tell people.
Okay. Well, we'll see where that goes with that lawsuit with the coastal taxpayer, whatever they call themselves.
Right.
If I'm
Right.
going to turn
They
around
just
and
wanna
do
c-
this, you should take me off.
Okay.
Yeah.
But they want to come out and say, "Get off my beach."
Yes,
This is
because
my
they think that
land.
they own to the water.
Yes.
They feel entitled to own the entire beach up to the water, wherever the water is. I look. I got a lot of emails about this.
Oh, did you?
A majority of those emails, right or wrong, I'm just pointing it out, were from that group
group?
taxpayers.
Okay.
Connecticut address.
Really?
Yes, most of them were from a Connecticut address.
And they just
so
own property in
form
Rhode
your
Island.
yep. So form your own opinion on that. That's it.
We're chuckling because we just got your picture up on the screen.
Oh,
so,
boy.
So we
Here
can
I
show the
am.
folks at home.
And there it
I'm
is.
really, I'm
There
very
she
red.
is.
Oh, yep. There we go.
Having a
They're
good time.
like half
though.
the size of me. I don't know how much they weigh. I didn't weigh them, or,
Well,
but they were.
Those are good size.
You're looking at 10 to 12 pounds for one, 15.
That was a little
17
bigger.
for the
Is
other.
that 2
You
feet?
think so? That's a lot of weight on that line.
Yeah, it was.
How big? How big
Which
is
means
that?
you could have lost them.
How big is that fish, Dave? Is that like 18 inches?
No,
I don't
that's-
know.
More?
We haven't measured
Two,
Melissa
2.5?
recently, but they're straight out from her shoulders,
To her knees.
right to her
Yeah.
knees.
Well, like mid thigh.
All right, two.
Well, one's almost to the knee.
Well, she's wearing a long dress, so it's hard to tell exactly where her knees are, but we can interpolate. Is that legal? Interpolating?
But
Yes.
they look. It's funny because they're both the same size.
No,
They're like
one's a little
I said
smaller than
one's
the other.
a
well, yeah,
little
yeah.
smaller, but
I
not
I
much.
called them the twinsies.
They are
Yeah,
twins.
so they were obviously.
That's right. One's a
Yep.
couple inches shorter.
Yeah,
All right.
they were right in the perfect size, so got to keep them.
All right. Robert, and it looks like you're having a great time, Lloyd. Look at that.
Oh,
weather.
it was great.
Wow, what a great day to be out on the ocean.
It was absolutely beautiful. It was
All
perfect.
right.
Yeah.
Very
Yeah.
nice.
Very happy that I got that experience.
So speaking of the beaches, by the way, I saw this online. I don't know. Someone posted something that happened on ABC this week or something like that. It was down in Florida, where someone came up to a lifeguard and said, "You gotta please help. There's a man down there and he's drowning." Well, he has to run down the beach. Well, isn't there a line of demarcation where the public beach ends and the private beach begins, and the man who's drowning is on the private beach side? So he went down to help him, saved him, and then got fired because he went past his line. And now the private beach, well, they have their own lifeguard operation. I don't know where they were, but so he got fired, and then like 5 to 7 other lifeguards on the public side all quit in unison
Good.
for saying how ridiculous is this?
Good. Good.
And
Good.
he said, "I'm supposed to stand there and watch someone die? That's what we're trained for.
Absolutely.
To save people from drowning."
And the person who ran to him, they saw they saw the lifeguard there, so they ran. I mean, somebody's dying. Help!
Help,
You're
yeah.
not thinking, well, I'm going onto this public beach, so this person may not be able to help me because they're a public
Oh,
lifeguard.
yeah, I can't go past this
No.
sign that's posted on the beach that says,
Well, that person's a hero, and they
Yeah.
can probably get hopefully a better job where they're appreciated.
they get hired by that private lifeguard
Oh yeah, right.
company.
That's what,
All right, come work for us. I don't
Come
know where
work for us.
our guys went.
yeah.
So for everyone a little closer to home, people like going to Seacog Speedway to watch the races. Well, they like other gathering spots around the 4th of July. They like to have fireworks too. They had to cancel their fireworks show. Mm-hmm. I don't know. Did you hear about this?
I did.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Providence Area Fireworks Show canceled after the company in charge of the display was faulted for unexploded shells washing up on Martha's Vineyard. Isn't that your company? Yeah, the Central Maine Pyrotechnic Company. Well, you're not shooting off stuff here. If you're letting unexploded shells land. So the show didn't go on.
Oh, and it's not being rescheduled. So
No. They nixed the July
They'll
Thrill
need
Show.
the money for the lawsuit.
And it was that's supposed to take place on Saturday. Central Maine Pyrotechnics had its license suspended in Massachusetts after more than 24 of their fireworks products allegedly washed
that's
ashore.
That's a different thing.
On
The
the vi-
license
yeah,
is
li-
suspended.
yeah.
Well, we can't let you go then.
That's right.
Right.
If your
So it's a-
license is suspended, your insurance is now invalid.
Right. So we can't have you shoot them off.
Right.
No.
So
Oh, that puts an entirely different complexion. I hadn't
Yeah.
heard that their license was suspended.
Yeah.
I heard that they were in Dutch because some of their stuff washed up on the island.
Well, it's probably both now. And now
Yeah.
now they're trying to do business without their license.
Oh, that's not
that's not good either.
that's not a good idea.
And in the same state.
Yes.
right, because this, nobody will know. This is just a public story. Oh my gosh.
I'm assuming they're out of Maine, Central Maine Pyrotechnics, but
Who knows?
But
Maybe
they might
that's
not
where
be.
their
Maybe that's-
office is
yeah,
for
maybe-
some other reason.
so yeah.
Sounds a little shady.
Well, good for Seacock Speedway
yeah.
for finding out all this information and not letting the show go on.
Yeah. Yeah.
Disappointing their fans that were there, I bet, who don't know or what's going on or why.
Mm-hmm.
But they just said that we can't. Boy, would we be in trouble if something went wrong, and we knew about
Oh,
it.
absolutely. And then you have no legal recourse because
Yeah.
there's nobody to sue. Well, I mean, you could sue them privately, but their insurance isn't going to cover it. So,
And yeah, they said no, we're not gonna. Well, they could reschedule it, but
with somebody
gotta
else.
find another who's not find
find
another
another
pyrotechnics
holiday,
company.
really, yeah.
Well,
That's not busy right
yay,
now.
Yay, end of July. I don't know, kind of thing. So
Right, right. Everyone else is being rescheduled from their rain out date. So
that's right. So and so the fireworks went off in Woonsocket without a hitch.
Absolutely.
Correct on Friday. I'm sorry.
And
So
it
that's
was
good.
spectacular.
Good. Did you get down there and see them, Dave?
Well, I saw them as we were pulling up stakes and and striking. We were still working. We had to
Okay.
take down what we set up to broadcast. So no, I couldn't be a spectator for the
Mm-hmm.
fireworks, but I did see. When they set things off in the center of the city here, there are so many good places to see them.
Yeah.
that is true.
Seriously, really. Truman Drive, the Main Street bypass, you can see them really nicely. Vernon Street, if you don't have a building in the way, you can see them. Park Avenue, same thing. There's lots of places to see those fireworks. It's just a great place because it's in the valley and all the hills around it.
That's
Get a
right.
chance to see. Really, from Fairmount, you could see them.
All right. Great.
yeah.
Glad to hear it. Glad they went off. So
And it was nice 20 minutes of display, too.
All right. And the next fireworks display, Pawtucket. How do things look
on Sunday.
On Sunday, this coming Sunday, the 16th. We'll see how that works
I
out.
haven't
Okay.
looked that
Looking
far
okay.
yet, but
Looking okay so far. Okay. So they say the Rhode Island DOH says it's okay. They're recommending that 6 beaches reopen for swimming: Scarborough North in Narragansett, Garden Park in Warwick, Kent County YMCA in Warwick, Sandy Point in Portsmouth, Warrentown Beach,
Those were all closed.
and Kingston's Camp in South Kingstown.
Can I just do a little mini rant here? I
On-
mean, we get
okay.
we get that information after business hours on Friday. Now, who's? I mean, I got Levitt coming up. I've got
Yeah.
Greatest Hits USA. Who's listening for the news then? So you could
Another hot
we could send it to
weekend.
Melissa, get it up on the website. But I mean, who's looking at the website to see if a beach is open?
Right.
So when they open them up at the last minute like this before a weekend, I thought
How
they
do they-
could do
yeah,
better.
how do they get the
I
word
thought
out?
they should make their decisions on Thursday if possible, to get the word out.
Maybe it was high bacteria on Thursday. Okay, we'll have
Because
to
there's
test
a lot
it tomorrow.
of people from Woonsocket go to Scarborough North.
Yeah.
yes, they do.
Right, that was one of them. I mean,
Yes.
some of them were kind of almost quasi-private things.
Right, like
But,
the
I mean,
Warren and
right,
the camp
but-
in South Kingstown.
Yeah.
When I got the notice they were closed, my first thought was, "You can't close the beaches on the 4th of July."
Yeah.
It was like,
Right, Mayor Vaughn from Jaws.
yes.
We need summer dollars. All right.
My kids are in that beach too.
One story out of Gardner, Massachusetts, and you may want to pay attention to this, Melissa, because it might come up when you're in session again. We're going to do
Okay.
something about this. A collision between an electric scooter and a vehicle in Gardner, Mass. left the person on the scooter dead. Mm-hmm. Well, we're going to have to do something about scooters. The crash happened last Thursday. The scooter driver was pronounced dead shortly after the crash, and the person behind the wheel of the vehicle stayed at the scene. Police did not release the name of the victim, saying the investigation is continuing. You know, it comes down to, was the person on the scooter wearing a helmet?
Yeah.
Will that have to be a
That
new
makes-
thing?
Well, the question
That
first
makes a
is,
huge difference.
you know, was the scooter entering the right of way of the motor vehicle?
Well, right. You don't
Yeah,
know.
they're a
It's
vehicle. They have
investigating.
to follow the rules of the road. All
That's-
vehicles do.
Right, and of course, and they go slower and stuff like that. But I'm sure that everyone listening has seen scooters do things a little, just like you've seen motorcycles and automobiles do things that are a little bit crazy, negligent, unsafe, or something
Yeah.
like that. Make a move without signaling. Heaven knows, right? We've all seen scooters do that, like all other vehicles, and you got to figure. First of all, what was the scooter doing when it got hit? Of course, we can all predict that in this enlightened age of super hyper liberalism, there will be 50 laws pre-filed in the next legislative session to require helmets on all scooter drivers.
That's probably a good idea.
Yeah, because I mean, as it is now with motorcycles, your passenger must wear a helmet,
Yeah.
but the driver doesn't. And scooters don't generally have passengers.
I don't think they can handle the passenger.
Well, there you go. So
Yeah.
it's the driver.
I mean, I've seen
so
it,
they're
but-
figuring they don't need a helmet because motorcycles can do it without a helmet. Well, motorcycles can't do it without a helmet, as we just saw last week on Hamlet Avenue.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
However, the fact is that the government just cried uncle after they put the helmet law in, with the hue and cry from motorcyclists, all claiming that they need to be able to hear better than they can hear when there's a helmet on their head.
do
Maybe a
scooters
better helmet needs to be designed.
have to be registered with the Registry of Motor Vehicles?
Don't give them another idea.
Yeah, that is
Joe.
that is another idea right there. We're gonna have to
Good
register
question.
these
Good
babies.
question.
No, they will. I mean, there's
Well,
no way
I-
that
I
they
can
can't
see
be
it.
Well,
registered.
if it involves the,
This year
the
they let
state
them-
getting money, then
This
that's
year
probably
they
going to happen.
classify
right?
them and let them on the road. Next year they register them.
All right.
I don't doubt that that's true.
And
right?
the next thing,
But-
they're going to have insurance.
Well, sure. If you're gonna
Right.
register it, absolutely.
right, which kind of defeats the
Whole
purpose of
idea of
like
having a scooter.
right. I want to get around, but I don't want to own a car, and I don't drive that much, and I only want to go to groceries, or I mean, I live like
I
a
mean,
quarter of a mile, not 2 blocks away, right? I could just take a scooter. I wouldn't go
Good.
on Park Avenue just because I wouldn't, but
What people do.
Well, being serious,
oh,
do you
people
think,
do, right?
Do you think my cynicism is well founded?
Yeah, I do.
I can just picture the legislature doing this.
Yeah. I mean, if you think about seatbelts, and people said, "Oh, you have to," now you have to wear seatbelts. And people said, "Well, it's my choice. I don't want to wear a seatbelt." But we know that seatbelts keep you from being ejected out of the car and will save your life. And some people say that, "Oh no, the injuries are worse," whatever. But what about a helmet? The helmet is. You need a helmet. I mean, when I see a person on a motorcycle and they're not wearing a jacket, I cringe because, oh my goodness.
You fall and
So-
skid.
Yeah, that's
you're
right.
You're
You're
leaving your
like-
skin back there.
One
right.
one
It's
little
only
run
skin,
in
you
with
can
a
grow some
wire
more.
brush, and you will be wearing that jacket for the rest of your life if you ever get on a motorcycle again,
That's
right?
All right, we're going to take a break here on the Coffee and Program. More coming up. 766-1240 for comments and questions. Summer Sizzler sale continues at Family Discount Furniture. Come in for hot summer deals. Family Discount Furniture has a huge selection in stock ready to bring home same day. Are you having trouble sleeping at night because you're just broiling? Well, check out the new Cooling Gel Mattress lineup. See the Ashley Collection Sofa and Love Seat or Sectional. Family Discount Furniture offers flexible leasing options, no credit needed. For details, talk to Ryan or Brad at Family Discount Furniture and visit online at FamilyDiscountFurnitureRI.com. Enjoy new furniture this summer from Family Discount Furniture on the corner of Social Street and Diamond Hill Road in Woonsocket. At the turn of this century, 27% of people who passed away were cremated. By the year 2020, that figure rose to 56%. The Cremation Association of America projects that by the year 2040, 4 out of 5 Americans will choose cremation over a casket burial. Beriducci Funeral Home and Cremation Care Center of Woonsocket can answer your questions about the cremation process. Go online to providencecremation.com. Barraducci Funeral Home and Cremation Care Center on Spring Street, Woonsocket. Let them create the perfect service for your loved one. Barraducci Funeral Home and Cremation Care Center.
The St. Anne Arts and Cultural Center is celebrating Christmas in July at Cellos in Woonsocket on July 16th. This family-friendly event will feature tropical holiday music, summer Christmas decor, and of course Santa and Mrs. Claus will be on hand for pictures. Participate and be entered to win special prizes. To participate, pick up a sponsor card at these supporting businesses: The Honey Shop, Timeless Antiques, Champ's Diner, Missy's Family Restaurant, Belo's Flowers, Vos True Value Hardware, Little General, or print the card online from the St. Anne Arts and Cultural Center website.
Thanks, Dominic. It is Coffee and
That's
here on
this
ON
Sunday,
Radio.
Joe.
It is this Sunday. Joe Callahan here with Melissa Murray and Dave Richards. Okay, here's the kind of the weird stuff going on. Let's see if Melissa has heard of this. Seems more of like a female thing.
First
Wait
you
a
say
minute
it's
now.
weird,
Wait,
then
let's
It
not
is.
be sexist here.
Well, I
it's
don't.
weird. She must have heard of it.
No, heard of not the story, but heard of the thing I'm about to
Oh,
say.
okay,
Do
all right.
you know what a quote vampire facial is?
Oh, I see.
No, okay, she doesn't.
I
Okay,
imagine it's where you put blood on somebody's face.
similar,
Oh no.
but it also involves injecting blood
oh.
into your face. And what's
so,
happened?
That's no.
Scary. Yeah, a new HIV case is being linked to
Of course it is.
a $100 facial procedure at an unlicensed New Mexico spa.
Oh.
A person was recently diagnosed. It doesn't say a man or a woman, but and I'm not sure who now. But how many? You know, when you talk to people going to the spa, will you say it's 75-25 women to men?
Probably.
Okay. So a person recently
Maybe a
diagnosed.
little higher on the men these
Yeah?
days.
Okay.
Yeah.
Person recently diagnosed with HIV is believed to have contracted the virus during a so-called vampire facial they received in Albuquerque 5 years ago.
Oh my goodness.
The health department is urging former clients who have had any type of injection-related service
Right. So
to get get retested of HIV,
Yeah.
Hep B, and Hep C, even
Yeah,
if they initially
right.
tested negative.
All right, now, so
Yeah.
what we're talking about, I just looked it up over
Vampire
here.
facial. Okay.
Is, right. Well, you know, okay, that's the name that everybody gives it.
Yeah.
Medical science gives it a PRP facial designation. PRP, and what it does is it combines microneedling, also known as collagen injection therapy, with topical application of platelet-rich plasma. That's what the PRP stands for.
boy.
Okay.
Platelet-rich plasma derived from your
From
own
blood.
blood to keep your skin youthful. The skin rejuvenation treatment creates an overall improvement to skin texture and tone. Can also reduce scars, including acne scars, correct hyperpigmentation, or like the liver spot that the Russian president had. What was his name?
Boris Yeltsin
No.
It wasn't Yeltsin, wasn't Putin. It was the guy
before Gorbachev.
Gorbachev,
Yes,
right?
Gorbachev.
Gorbachev, right.
I was thinking of Ronald Reagan. Tear down that wall.
It will
I don't know.
tighten lax skin, which removes wrinkles,
Yep.
smooth fine lines, and minimize the appearance of large pores. There's been a lot of hype about what is called vernacular vampire facials, as Kim Kardashian West famously got one and shared a post-procedure selfie with blood on her face.
So, but it's supposed to be your own.
Your own plasma.
Well, yeah, but the needles aren't your own.
Well, right,
So
yeah.
that means they did not
That's
disinfect.
where the problem comes from.
Well, when it's an unlicensed spa,
Right.
That's the issue right there.
It just all seems like a very bad idea. The things
And-
people do to
Well, they probably
Stay
if you went,
youthful
let's say if you
and-
go to a licensed spa, maybe this facial's $200. Go to this
probably
one.
more.
so
I don't know.
it's
I
probably,
know,
it's
but
only $100. Oh, okay. I'm gonna go
Yeah,
there and risk
well-
it. All right. Well, that's what happened in New Mexico.
all the
Just-
crazy things that people do,
Yeah.
like people put,
Well,
people put botulism in their
Botox.
face.
Yeah, you know,
I know.
gotta have the smoothness.
Like-
There's pros and cons according to this article, by the way. The cons
Oh, sure.
are, even with numbing cream, which they apply to your face, the treatment
Hurts?
can be mildly painful.
Really,
All those-
needles
I
into your
All
face.
those
Imagine.
injections and needles, yeah. Several monthly oh, this is important. Several monthly treatments are recommended to see full benefits.
Ah,
So one ain't enough.
no.
followed by maintenance sessions every 6 months.
Yeah,
Sounds like a scam.
no.
And microneedling can cause scarring and long-term damage, and like that. And then they go into talking about HIV.
Well,
That's the
all right
cost.
then.
Average cost is $819, but could range from $300 to $1,800.
Yeah, all right, and I bet insurance doesn't cover it.
It better not. That's not a law I ever want to see.
All right. Speaking of doing stupid things, this happened in Minnesota. A man who was found dead inside a freezer in northeast Minnesota ended up there hiding from the police. He put himself into the freezer.
And of course, there's not a.
You can't get out
Yeah.
from the inside. Brandon Lee Bushman was last seen fleeing from the upstairs area of a home in Babbitt, Minnesota, quote, due to a possible police presence near the residence. Police say Bushman had a warrant out for his arrest. His body was found in a locked freezer in the basement of the home late last month. There are no signs of trauma or injury. Officials say Bushman couldn't open the freezer from the inside.
But was he still fresh?
Well, yeah, because the freezer is still working. It doesn't say
So it
that.
wasn't
shouldn't have
his
said-
home.
I shouldn't have
It was
said
someone
that.
else's home.
It's someone else's home, yeah, not his home.
Right.
So
Surprise!
can you imagine?
Hey,
I
honey,
mean,
wanna
it's
give me
not.
those- Go down for the
it's
burgers,
not like
yeah.
right. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
What a horrible thing. So
Terrible
how
way to
many
die.
much time in between when they saw him supposedly in this house and then but they didn't check? I don't know. I have a lot of questions.
Doesn't say the timeline.
Of
here.
course it doesn't.
So I don't have
Leave
that
us
for you.
Minnesota
speculating.
lawmakers are now making it a law that when you,
You
check a
can't have
house,
a-
you always check the freezer.
Well, if you think things are crazy in your town or your city, Palm Springs, California,
Oh no, there's a lot of places crazier than Woonsocket.
is
believe
about
me.
to swear in its new mayor, who has quite a pedigree, if not a political one. Buddy Holly is a 6-year-old petite Basset Griffin Vendine hound.
Wow, they're pretty rare.
Really?
I've only met one.
Wow. Okay. When he's installed on today by the city council during a special swearing-in ceremony, the pooch will become the city's first canine mayor. Among his qualifications, Buddy Holly won Best in Show at this year's Westminster Kennel Dog Show. That's impressive. And according to a press release from the city, Buddy Holly's duties will include making many appearances around town as an ambassador for Palm Springs, and along the way, spreading smiles, laughter, and joy.
Things are good in Palm Springs.
I guess so. They got
When you
nothing
got
better to
time
do.
for this stuff,
Time to do
things
this.
are
Right.
good.
Yeah.
We got
That's. Don't worry. If there's a problem, the
The
dog
dog
will
will take
the
care
dog
of
will
it?
take care of it. What's his name? Buddy?
Buddy Holly.
Oh, Buddy Holly.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Well, it is National Ice Cream Month.
Don't get on the plane, buddy.
Oh, jeez.
Oh.
Bluebell Ice Cream is releasing a new flavor to celebrate National Ice Cream Month. Monster Cookie Dough Ice Cream.
Okay. What's
I've heard of that.
what
Not
makes
a fan
it?
of cookie dough, but Monster Cookie Dough Ice Cream features vanilla ice cream, laced with brown sugar and loaded with candy-coated chocolate morsels, peanut butter cookie dough pieces, and dark chocolate chunks.
Sounds pretty good.
All right, President Ronald Reagan gave July the title of National Ice Cream Month in 1984, designated the third Sunday of July National Ice Cream Day.
I thought jelly beans were his thing.
That's George Bush.
No.
Oh no.
Reagan
No, he didn't
with
like
the
them.
jar. Reagan with a jar of gourmet jelly beans.
Beans,
Jelly
oh,
Belly
okay.
jelly beans.
All right.
Yep.
See?
So National Ice Cream Day is this Sunday, July 16th.
All righty.
When
then.
they're doing Christmas in July over at Cello's for
I guess so.
Excellent. Excellent.
So the brand
Stop by at Cool Corner Creamery on the way.
yeah. The brand
Or the Right Scoop. Your choice. Wherever you are.
The
Wherever
brand new
your favorite
flavor
ice cream
is in
is.
stores now in half gallons and pint sizes if you want to go get yourself some. I never like cookie dough. I don't like eating raw cookie dough. It's like eating sand. So it's just ugh.
Yeah, it's a
Crunch-
little
it's crunch,
dangerous
crunch,
too,
crunch, crunch,
but
crunch.
it can't actually. It probably doesn't have eggs in it if it's in a commercially produced ice cream.
Might have pasteurized egg whites.
Yeah.
Right. Right. Because they can't, feed you something that's going to give you salmonella.
No, you
Wasn't
don't
there that
want
rash of sicknesses, and they were all linked to cookie dough? That was a
Yeah.
couple of months ago.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, yeah.
them. Is that because of the eggs in the cookie dough?
Don't know, but it was like homemade cookie dough, right? It wasn't like it must have been the eggs.
All right. One more story before
Don't
we
do
gotta
it.
go. A Harvard professor says he may have found parts of an alien technology from a meteor that landed on Earth in 2014. All right.
Okay.
Avi Loeb and his team brought the materials from where the meteor crashed off the coast of Papua New Guinea to Harvard to analyze. U.S. Space Command confirms with near certainty that it comes from another solar system and gave Loeb a 10-kilometer radius of where it landed. Loeb said they found several spherules or metallic marbles, Spherules,
Spherules.
Yeah. Spherules.
or metallic marbles
Spherules.
that have colors of gold, blue, brown, and some of them resemble a miniature of the Earth. Ooh, they're taking pictures, like Marvin the Martian, taking pictures of the Earth and bringing them with it like a map. Yeah, there it is. I found it. It's right over there.
There's got to be a scientific
And batteries were not
explanation.
included, so
No,
they're-
that's right.
Make their way here on Earth.
All right, that'll wrap it up for the show for today. On that note, have a great day, everyone. Melissa Murray, thanks for coming in.
Thank you for having me.
Enjoy the fish. Great.
I will for probably
great
all
picture.
summer. Yeah,
Congratulations.
Get back out there and cast that
I was
rod.
quite proud of myself.
You gonna get your own rod and reel now?
No, I don't think so.
Not yet. Well,
No,
that'll be
expensive.
Because then I would need a
I know it's
boat.
expensive.
Yeah,
And then you gotta buy a boat, and then you gotta buy a motor.
no.
All right, this hobby gets expensive.
Then you got to
Right.
get fishing license.
Then you get a fishing license. That's right.
That's
Dave,
probably the
thanks
least
for, thanks for
expensive.
coming in today.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes. Okay. Just switch the subject.
Yes.
Hi there. Thank you very much. Congratulations to Melissa. I'm very impressed, and I come from a long line of fisher people. So coming up next, Leslie's in the house.
Leslie Page from At the Library, and then Food First with Karen Zangari. It's all next on ON Radio. Tiki Bar tonight at 6.
Broadcasting live and local daily from the Navigant Credit Union broadcast studio at the corner of Park Avenue and Kennedy Street. This is WOON Woonsocket Radio. And now, the news.
The Woonsocket City Council will hold a special meeting Monday, July 10th at 6 p.m. in the second floor conference room. There'll be 2 items for discussion, which will be held in executive session.